Hello everyone, I'm DM Pat. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Grand Quest. Here's our wonderful players.
Hey everyone, I'm Mithril, and I play Kane, our resident broody half-vampire ranger.
Hello, my name is Yone, and I will be playing Zoe, the Fathomless Warlock, an obscure, tentacly character hoping to embed himself into the party.
Hello, I'm Kelly. I play Syphina, a Sucker of Stars druid and grave cleric, who has been tasked by Tenelith to balance the scales of life and death.
Hey everyone, I'm Isaac, also known as Rapid Pup, and I voice Sif, the man trapped in a wolf's body for a crime he committed.
Hey everyone, I'm Matt. I play Trevor, the grumpy Oath of Vengeance paladin who is just trying not to die while he figures out the truth about what happened to his family.
Hi, I'm Wayne. I play Gorez, a fighting rogue who decided to step out of his brother's shadow, start his own gang somewhere else.
Hi everybody, my name's Bridger, and I am playing Oscar, a wild druid with memory loss.
Welcome back everyone to Grand Quest. Last episode, the party went regathered, kind of spoke about everything that went down. There was a bit of a complication between Sif and Zoe. Thankfully, that was somewhat resolved. We'll see if it's fully been resolved down the road. The party kind of relaxed a little bit after their missions and after they returned. But the fact is they have discovered that Kalaster Black is most likely a black dragon, according to them. They believe that that is what he is, and which only makes that all the more concerning, because it would make him an ancient black dragon if he was able to become human form. The other thing that happened last session was Sif became human again, thanks to an amulet that Ilvazar had that helped to release, to kind of push back the Fey curse. This was exhilarating for Sif as he immediately jumped out and even went as far as to give Syphina a hug. The party then left to go and stay at the inn, seeing how they already still have night paid for there. And Sif and the boys kind of started to celebrate as Syphina took Agnes, also known as Themis, into her room so that she can speak to her god. And that is where we're going to be picking up. Syphina, you sit in that black void. All that it lights up the area is the scales of life and death. Death still heavy with souls. Life is losing the battle, but you can tell that the process has began once again, this as the scales are starting to tilt a little. Peneleth stands before you, cloaked so that she hides her face so she doesn't look like you, so that you don't have to feel like you're talking to yourself, but to her in her actual form. It is good to see you and speak to you, Syphina. My words finally reach you.
When Syphina hears her voice for the first time, she's stunned that it actually works, and she just sinks to her knees and bows her head. She's like, I can hear you. And she looks up at her.
Indeed. Thanks to the power, the bit of divine power that Themis, or you better know him as Agnes, has, we can translate.
Okay?
He will be
okay?
surely tired and drained. I don't think he will be usable in combat for a few days.
Oh no.
But he'll stay alive. Themis is a hard person to kill.
Well, I don't want to drain too much of his power, so I don't want to take too much of anybody's time. But may I ask you a few questions?
Ask what you will. I know you have been struggling.
Before we went into the mine, Themis, he said that you felt as though you ruined my life. What did he mean by that?
Do you know of what exactly happened? What happened between me and you, and why you are my vessel?
I know that I died as a child and you entered me. That's my understanding of what Asimars are.
You are not necessarily... An Azamar of the old world would have been much different. I had to use the powers, the ways that the spirits and elementals do to make Azamars, so that I could return my other side to his rightful position and to fix what he has done before the scales of life and death break and judgment is no longer there for those who have died and those whose time has come. So
I'm really confused. Go
how
on.
can I make it more understandable?
No. Just go on. It might clear up as you continue talking. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt.
I caused you to not survive so that I could use your vessel. I forcibly turned you into what you are. This is why I feel guilty. I killed you, Syphina. Before you even had the chance to live.
Why me?
Nothing necessarily special besides your soul was strong. It was open and vast. If you think about it this way, a soul is like an egg, but your shell had plenty of room for something like me. But other than that, there wasn't really any main choice. Your life hadn't even been really started. There was nothing to really base my decision off of besides that you seem to have the ability to survive, because absorbing a spirit or an elemental is nothing. However, if a greater spirit or a greater elemental or even a god tried to possess and create an Azamar this way, it could rupture the shell of the egg. But yours was strong, and I had faith that yours could survive it.
But I almost died with that dampier. How is that? How does that work?
I can't stop you from dying. Syphina, you still can die.
I know. I didn't feel like I had the power I have now.
Well, when you are born, do you know how to speak?
No.
So why would you know how to use my power before learning how to use my power?
I thought I was trying to learn how to be your cleric and therefore channel your power my entire life.
Indeed, and you have done well. You have done far better than any other cleric that has ever worshipped me and my brother. Remember, Syphina, you are greater than a cleric.
I'm greater than a cleric.
A cleric is a title given to those who worship and follow and are given power in return. You are given power before your worship.
Okay. So I'm not a cleric.
Title-wise, to those who don't understand, yes, you are. But I would put you closer to... You know what a deva is? Have you learned what a deva is yet? I know that their species has not been seen. A deva is a celestial being granted life and creation through our powers as gods. You are a mortal deva, which would put you just basically higher than any possible cleric, archbishop, ruling of it. You would, if there was a pyramid, you would be at the top. I hope that
Okay.
explains it. But my power is still not fully usable by you. You have to learn to withstand the pressure, learn the spells and how to weave my power into usefulness.
What happened at the bonfire that day, that night?
A bit of
That
the true essence leaked out.
Is that something I would be learning someday, maybe?
If
I
you
can't make it happen, of course.
If you master the bending of our power, and you become strong enough to withstand the energy so it does not burn you away, indeed, you will be able to enter a state that you have full access to everything that I am.
Am I on the path to learning that, or is there something else I need to be doing?
Strengthening yourself through experience, through battle, through trials of the mind and heart. That is the proper path. Becoming a person of understanding, a person who is fearless in battle and understands the balance between life and death. That is how you will reach that point.
I'm trying.
I understand. You are doing well, Syphina.
Thanks.
If you
means
wish
a lot to hear you say that.
If you wish for our power to grow, there are two things you can do.
Listening.
First is one of the most important. Slay the vessel that holds the other side of me, my brother. That holds the judgment of death, so that he may be returned to his rightful place and learn his lesson. By that, it means you will have to absorb him.
I will have to absorb him.
You will have to absorb the judgment of death, the other side of Teneleth. Become the vessel of both him and I.
Does that happen if I kill the other person and then I just absorb him, or do I have... Sorry, technical issues are in my mind right now. I'm not sure how absorbing works.
The vessel... If I go back to the egg, if you crack open an egg, you are privy to the yolk inside. However, you will have to separate what is that vessel's soul and the judgment of death's soul.
And I should be absorbing the judgment of death soul?
Indeed.
Correct.
Properly send the other vessel's soul where it belongs.
And I'm supposed to hold both of you?
Indeed. I chose you, like I had told you. I chose you for one of the reasons was because you had a strong enough vessel, a strong enough core, a strong enough shell to hold me. And by me, I mean both me and my brother.
Okay.
I know it is a lot, but you are the only one who can do this.
Is there anything I could be doing now to prepare for that?
Strengthen your body, strengthen your mind,
Okay.
and strengthen your heart. Don't let so much affect you. Don't overthink. It is a hard task to ask, but it is one that will help you, because when you have me and my other side, you will both have to decide who to listen to. Judgment of death or judgment of life. It is important that you master choice making. Be rid of yourself of the indecisiveness that plagues you so.
Okay.
The other thing Sorry, I did not mean to
Yes.
interrupt you. The other
Continue.
thing
No.
you can do to help strengthen yourself and myself is to gain worshippers. Show people the way of Teneleth. And by doing that, you must show people the way of life and the way to accept death. Do you have any
All
questions now that I feel like I've explained that well enough?
Not. I have questions, but not about that. I mean, I
That's
have questions
fine.
about that, but not.
We can move to the
I-
next set.
Because I feel like I need to ask you questions about what we're facing, because that's very important. So there is this child that your other half, Mikkel, he mentioned that needs saving.
Indeed.
Does it need saving? Can it be saved, or is it to be destroyed?
She stares at you for a little and thinks about it. You can hear the scales tip. There is 2 ways to save this creature, this child. It is too far gone. It is violent and only knows violence. It has suffered and so is only out for survival. It will do anything to survive at this point. And this world is doomed if it stays this way. However, the first way to save it is to set it free and kill it. Bring it mercy from its suffering. The other way is to slay the child that is known as now. Take a seed and plant it under the tutelage of somebody who will raise it proper. For it will grow, if properly raised, into a being vast in power that will make verdant gardens and prevent any life that is of plant and animal from perishing when unnecessary, from starvation or neglect.
All right, so if I make sure I understand that correctly, you said that second way is to slay the child as it is now, but take a seed from it and take it someplace where it would be planted again, I suppose, and raised in a better fashion. Am I understanding that correctly?
Raised by someone who is long-lived and
Is
raised
there-
by someone who will teach it well.
Is there anyone that you can recommend?
I have to say that no one in your party is ready for that kind of task.
Oh no, absolutely not.
The only one I have seen and have looked into their soul and their fate is the man known as Ilvasar. But to do that, you would remove him from your future problems. He would not be able to help you.
Well, I suppose that's a conversation he and I need to have.
Indeed. But
All right.
understand, when you go to kill this child, you must be still of mind. Remember that it may not be an actual child, but it is a living, breathing, thinking, feeling creature. It has the same ability to think as you do. And it feels it has done nothing wrong.
This is going to be terrible.
Indeed. I'm sorry I have to put you through this.
It's okay. Another question. I saw a vision. You showed me a vision before, and the beggar from Alloy was there in the scale, hanging in the scale of death. He showed up in another vision that King saw and the others. Who is he, and why are we seeing him?
His memory, I remember him, but I do not remember who he is. But he is somebody who is both troubled, lost, filled with regret, but somebody who is your enemy.
He is an enemy.
He is your party's greatest enemy.
All right. Good
He
to
will-
know.
He will enter your conflicts time in and time again, make things harder for you, cause you woe and misery, pain and suffering.
Has he already done that?
He has, in fact.
Interesting.
As she pulls some essence from the scale and shows a vision of the undead that you saw that you were fighting at the graveyard and then ran away from. A man dressed in beggar's clothes walking out of what seems to be a teleportation circle and leading the undead through it, causing them to teleport into the town of Grave.
All right, that explains how that happened so quickly.
He has
Okay.
been there watching you, following you. All of your enemies work for him, are powered by him. They serve him.
Not Mikkel?
He does. He is the one who led my brother astray.
Okay, wait. Mikkel serves him or he serves Mikkel?
Mikkel serves him.
Oh, that's great. Okay. All right. He led the... Can you explain to me what happened between you and Mikkel? You said he was led astray, but can you tell me how? What exactly, how that happened?
The man came to speak to us both. He told us that the scales would not be needed for a time. I rejected his path. But my brother, or myself, the judgment of death, thought he was correct. In a world that all souls are sent to the afterlife only to be consumed by the elementals and the spirits is not the same as what we used to do. We used to judge if a soul was worthy of where they belong or not. And now we send them only to be devoured. And so he rejected his path and now wants to prevent that from happening. But he is, in fact, bringing close the end of our world as we know it by doing so. The scales of life and death should not be messed with. It should not be tampered with or put out of scale. My brother thought different.
All right. Thank you. These brings a lot more questions about gives me some clarity as well. I do appreciate that.
Agnes speaks up. I don't got a lot of time left.
Okay. Before it's just one last question because I need to know this. I just need to know. I gave up my memory of Cain to prevent a holy war. That's what they say. Can you tell me what would have actually happened if I hadn't?
She moves her hand behind her as the scales alter and change and shift as the scale of death weighs to the floor as the scale of life is broken off. The scale itself is bent and twisted. Death. So much death. You
Holy
made the
war,
proper choice. Much more than a holy war. It would have made this, what you are doing now, impossible.
Would they have killed me then?
Indeed.
And
You, Cain, the king, anyone involved.
okay.
That church is not a church that follows me or what I represent.
You mean not your other half either?
Some do, but it's twisted. they follow what he is now. But they serve, using his power, they serve another group, a false god, a spirit who calls himself the Holy Father.
I see. I think that's a problem for another day.
Indeed. You have nothing you can do about that now. Not here.
Yeah,
But you have
okay.
made a choice that already stopped it from truly happening. You should be proud that you made that choice.
I'm trying. It's hard.
Most of the right choices are hard.
Well, I don't want to drain Agnes anymore.
Thank you!
I'm sorry. I hope we can talk again sometime. I really do appreciate these answers, and I really truly appreciate you saving the other party when they were away from me, and for helping Alfric with his thing. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Before I go, I did not mean to do that to Alfric. That was you.
Wasn't
But-
both of us?
You made that decision. But I would, as sad as this is, and I may be doing my brother's job for him, his fate, and note, I am not the goddess of fate, but I do see bits and pieces of that fate as part of the judgment. And when he was near that point, he could have died with that amount of power coursing through him. I saw what he was meant to do, and he will better do it as a Dampier.
Should I tell him that?
That is up to you. That is
Okay.
your choice to make.
All right.
Goodbye,
Thank you.
Syphina. I will always be here
Thank you.
as everything fades away, and we
And I
come.
forgive you.
She smiles with that. We come back to the to the tavern as you look around, and the room is still lit, but it's strangely cold. Agnes's blade is now the size of a short dagger, and it's just like flickering. He's like high pitched. This really hurts. I didn't
I'm so
know this
sorry.
would drain me this much.
Agnes, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me give you back to Treyboy. I don't know what he can do. I'm so sorry.
So the first thing he's holding that's small.
Agnes, I'm gonna whack him. I'm like,
Haven't you abused me enough?
okay, come on. Let's go find him, see how drunk they are.
All right,
So weird.
okay, so the rest of you can pull back your cameras. For the viewers' sake, we have cameras on in the background, but season 2 will be doing full-fledged camera viewing and everything, so we're kind of getting used to that. And Rapid just slid into screen like some kind of like old movie theater.
I've been waiting
But-
for you guys.
I've been waiting for you guys. All right, so we come back to Sif, Trevor, Gorez, and Kane. Yone, were you out in the bar area, or did you leave for your room?
I came back and I sat on the
Came back.
opposite end of wherever Sif is.
Okay. So yeah, we come back to you guys. This is kind of during the time that Syphina is doing her conversation. So what's been going on over here? What kind of conversations have you guys been having, and how much have you drank?
Sif is not drunk, okay?
Sip is.
Kane's
I
probably had
swear.
at least
What's up,
3.
Gorez? What's up,
No, I
Gorez?
was just saying that I'm sure Sif is over there drunk as a skunk, just pretending to be sober.
I swear, officer, I'm not drunk. I'm drunk.
And then it has the carriage like over the house.
So yeah, go ahead and have your guys' little conversation before Syphina comes back.
You guys know how it feels real good to have opposable thumbs, and he holds up his 2 thumbs. And I can see in red and green again.
You couldn't beforehand?
Yeah, wolves can't see in red or green if you guys didn't know. Kind of blank on that
Didn't?
shit.
Didn't know that. Of course.
Another round,
Wolf.
bartender!
All right. Sounds good.
Hey, bartender, did you ever figure out what happened to that, Duke guy in the window? And I heard a wolf came through and threw like a chair or something like that.
Yes. It seems to be it seemed to be a wolf, but he talked as a normal person. But fake curses and all that. That happens every now and then. But yeah, I'm not sure if he waited for the count to walk by, but one of our chairs in our rooms. In fact, actually, he stops. You're the wolf, huh?
Wait, what?
Same room.
Or just snorts.
Same party.
Chuckling.
Isn't that obvious?
Well, no, actually. You look better,
Oh, I'll take that as a compliment.
but also at the same time worse.
Well,
That would be the alcohol.
another round. You know what?
Yeah, yep, okay, yep, come back. He slides it over to you and he just continues styling you like, yeah, he was rather angry that Commander Bradley released you. Made a big fuss about it, but honestly, it didn't really last long because after all the guards pulled out, he disappeared too.
Like,
Really now?
he disappeared too. Like, a lot of people are disappearing.
Well, it seemed like all the nobles that benefited from Kalaster in control all left as well, or disappeared, or whatever. Though his daughter is still around, she's become now the head of the house, and Bradley has appointed from the word on the street. I get a lot of nobles in here thanks to points to the back room. Because this is the tavern that leads to the underground bard place. He goes, well, it's Bradley but the word on the street is that Bradley appointed a duchess to teach her the ways. So,
Not for long. I mean, what?
what? But yes, recently all the soldiers that seem to follow Kalaster and worked for Kalaster and kind of oppressed us under Kalaster, left rather quickly after something happened at his manor. It got blown up, and then the miners revolted. He just packed up and left, along with all of the people loyal to him.
That's
Do you know
not
where
unsettling.
he went?
What? He points at himself. I'm a tavern owner. All of this is rumor.
Well, heard any rumors about where he went?
No.
Oh.
I mean, I do get a lot of customers. I mean, if you have a few days, if you pay me well enough, I might be able to get the info.
I don't know if we have a few days.
I mean, we do have to come back after our job.
What job are you guys doing?
What job are you doing?
Points at serving you.
Well, yeah, you should get back to work.
I am standing here.
Sif goes back to his drink and doesn't pry any more into that question.
Well, all right. He kind of just walks off and starts cleaning stuff. So, anything
He's gonna
else?
turn
you
over
guys?
to what's his face? Gorez real quick.
Mhm.
How well do you know this guy? I mean, you should be able to trust him. He's kind of watching your stuff up top.
Not his stuff. It's the bards that he's friends with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
This guy here, he's all right, but keep him at arm's length.
Kind of watch what we say around him, or
Yeah.
well,
Too.
Sif is going to, 4 or 5 drinks, It's all right. Let's make it 6. He's gonna look around the room because I know that Trick is in there. He's probably been avoiding her this whole time.
Yeah. On your 6th drink, since you finished your 5th drink, this is when I need a con save.
Can I blade song and do a little dance?
No. I mean, yes, but you're gonna do it drunkenly.
Oh, these aren't his dice. I hope you know that.
What'd
It's
you roll?
an 8.
An 8. Oof.
I
Damn.
love this. Sif has the best. Oh,
You have a +2 to that from Aura of Protection.
10.
It doesn't save him.
It doesn't
So
say.
I don't want to give this away, but let's just say Sif is a very lucky person. Do I want to use it now?
That's up to you.
No, RP wise, no. Sif wouldn't use it on this. Of course not. This is something that happens.
All right. So, yeah, you're not like drunk, but you're buzzed. You're getting a little giggly.
Okay.
But yeah, you look around holding your 6th drink, and on the couch near the fire, a little bit bandaged up and is like preventing her, like stopping herself from licking the wound, is Trick.
Okay, Sif. I mean, all you have to do is say thank you and just go back to sleep. I mean, it's easy, Nothing big.
Nothing big.
Yeah, he's going to stand not over her, but like at this table if it's empty, to try to see if she notices him. Kind of like looking at her, but not trying to stare at her like a stalker.
She's like staring at the wound on her arm that's bandaged up, and she's just, don't lick it. You're not a full cat. You're a felis. It's not the same thing. We are more civilized. We don't lick our wounds. We know how bad that is. We don't do it. We don't. Oh, hi, Sif. You smell like Sif. Anyways, are you Sif?
I was gonna come in with a strange line of hi stranger or something like that, but what's giving away?
Smell like
smell.
kind of like you smell like Sif did.
Pours a little alcohol on himself. How about now?
So you smell like Sif did the last time I saw you.
Well, I came to say, I don't know.
You look good though.
Thank you. I mean,
you did say that you were actually a human, and
I have thumbs, by the way.
She looks at her hands. I'm jealous.
I mean, maybe one day you can get thumbs. They're not really that.
My brother did have thumbs at one point. My brother did have thumbs at one point.
I thought he was a cat.
He was a cat.
Was he one of those?
A potion maker. He kind of ran into a strange potion maker that, turned him into a Shatterkai. So yeah, for a while he was an elf.
So
yeah,
you're used to shape shifting, I guess?
Generally, my brother did kind of stumble into that problem quite a bit. At one point, he looked like me.
That's concerning.
Yeah, it was, because I got resurrected right after he died, and then he got brought back, and he looked like me for a little bit.
Trick, are you okay?
Oh, no one should ask that.
I mean...
Should you really... I'm an adventurer. Should you really ask any adventurer if they're okay?
Honestly, I feel a little rude asking that now.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a seat over here.
At least you didn't ask my age.
I mean, I'm a true gentleman.
Yes, that I've picked up on. You look good. Your human form is quite handsome.
No,
your wolf form wasn't.
That. No, he starts blushing, touches his hair, stuff like that. I came to say thanks, by the way. I heard that you know how to work a bow.
Oh, well, I mean, I was, me and my Drake companion were adventuring. Yep. I was actually honestly expecting you to call me. I honestly didn't really.
I wanted to call you. Yeah.
I honestly didn't really know. If I didn't meet them in my shop with you, then I would have been like, well, who are you? But no. I kind of remembered some of them, especially the tall, knight in shining armor kind of guy.
Oh, him. Yeah, he's kind of hard
Yeah.
to forget. Looks over to
Yeah.
Trevor. How cool
Especially
are you,
with
Trevor?
Trevor
You-
kind of like looks around. He didn't quite understand that, and he just goes back. He hasn't actually had a
that
drink
what?
tonight. He's just drinking water. This is the first time y'all have gone to a tavern and not seen him drink.
But yeah, I decided to help, but oh man, that golem hit me so hard. I haven't been hit like that in a long time. But I'm okay. I'm fine. Some healing spells, some potions, a little bit of bandaging. I'm
Mhm.
okay.
I did what, like I said, I wanted to come here to thank you and all that. I did want to see you in action, but I felt like you would work better with them. They kind of need you more than I do.
If you ever need me, Sif, you can always call on me, and I don't mind helping you.
I actually did need you for something. If we could, I have a job to do, but maybe if I come back, I do want to handle this in case I don't come back.
If it's something with magic items, my business is a lot more open now, and I don't have to hide anything since Kalaster left. You guys actually kept up your end of the bargain, and I gotta say, coming from a team that generally halfway kept their bargains, it's really nice.
We try to keep our word.
Yeah, you don't leave anything in fire behind you, blow things up or anything like that.
No, we would never put a hole in the forest or anything like that.
Yeah, I actually, I'm pretty sure that we, when we were adventuring, we did kind of cause a few problems. So
that's very irresponsible. And let me just say now.
Hey, I wasn't the leader. I wasn't the leader. I just shot my bow. We
listen and we don't judge.
Yep, we're adventurers. That's what we do. But so what can I help you with?
Well, I need to be able to see in the dark.
I might have a magic item for that.
Do we have to go back to your shop for this?
Are you staying?
Bring it here. I don't know.
Well,
what you're gonna be doing later tonight or anything.
She kind of
I could wait for the morning.
She kind of like blushes a little bit. If you want to go back to my shop, I do have a few potions. I know it's kind of weird with the cat thing, but I can make that change.
He's gonna look back at all the people.
Do it. Do it.
When are you leaving? Are you leaving right now?
I can. I've only had a few drinks.
I wouldn't want you to walk home or to your shop by yourself,
It is dangerous.
It is. I'm a proper gentleman, like you said. Handsome gentleman at that.
Indeed. Well, are you ready to walk me home?
He's gonna stand up and hold his hand out and wink back at her.
She reaches up and holds your hand.
Don't hit on your DM, people.
I am so used to being every freaking possibility. Right. I was an NPC that married one of my motherfucking players. I have been asked to be married, and I have asked to marry. That is, as a DM, you gotta be kind of okay with that. But yeah, so you leave with Trick, and we'll just say we don't know what necessarily happened there.
We don't know.
Yep. But you're gonna walk out of there with a magic item. I'll tell you that much.
Is that a sexual innuendo?
Is that what
you can take it however you want. All right. So yeah. Syphina, you're turning the corner now as you watch Trick and Sif leave the building. And the rest of you guys also see them leaving.
Kane just raises an eyebrow, shakes his head, and goes back to his drink.
Trevor raises his glass to them as they leave.
Now, where did they go off to?
You don't want to know.
Don't.
Probably none of us.
Don't ask.
You want to make the same mistake again, Yone? Oh, here, let me go follow them. Make sure they're okay.
I needed to talk to her.
Chases after her.
Not again.
Walks back.
So-
I've seen things.
Heard things.
But yeah.
Well, Syphina's going to go up to Treyboy. It's like hand Agnes to he's small. Yeah.
Trevor just
Use
kind
a
of
lot of my power.
Trevor just kind of looks at him for a second. He goes, "You okay, buddy?"
I don't know. I'm the same size as you now.
He just
King
kind of
chokes on his drink.
he just kind of picks him up and holds him in the air. He goes, "It's okay, bud. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
You're
Performance
real.
issues affect 1 in 5 sentient talking swords," and he immediately fastens him to it.
As he goes into the bell, he goes, "You're real proficient at using something this small, aren't you?"
I said you would be like that for
I'm
like
pretty
a
sure
few
that
days,
sword was
maybe.
a bard in a past life.
Well, Agnes is Themis is the god of redemption and fertility. For justice, redemption, and fertility. So, if there was anybody that was a bard, it would be him.
Basically like Dionysus with extra steps.
Yep.
And
But
no
yeah, go
alcohol.
ahead.
So how drunk is Kane looking?
Not.
Not. Okay.
He's had maybe 4 drinks and is resistant to poison and has advantage of
takes a lot of
It
drinks.
takes a lot to get him drunk.
He's
Sid
got
was
the
trying to
the
keep
belt
up,
of
but we
dwarven
forgot
kind.
about that.
Yeah. He's got the belt of dwarven kind. He could drink like a
It's-
dwarf.
It's also Blood Archer gets that
Yeah.
too.
Well, Syphina's gonna look at Treyboy. She's like, I'll leave you to deal with Agnes. Kane can talk someplace, maybe outside or something. I don't know.
Sure. He throws the rest of his drink back and he's like, oh man, wish I was
as you two leave, the kitchen door opens up and a somewhat familiar man walks out of it as he seems to be shaking hands with somebody that is dressed rather well, and he pats him on the back. I hope to see you again, my dear friend. Your patronage is always wonderful. As he looks over and sees Gorez, I have other businesses to take care of, so if you get home safely. Very, very well. And he stumbles away. You watch as a few other people kind of leave through behind him, like at a good distance behind him, a few cloaked individuals. As he walks over and leans over the bar, kind of shoving the bartender out of the way, leans over. Well, if it isn't my good friend Gorez. You made it. You lived. I heard about your little rendezvous in the mines.
Yeah, just a couple of small little scuffles.
Well, you've pushed out that man Kalaster. Did you know that?
Well, I don't think we've seen the last of him, but
Oh, certainly not. A man like him is a petty, petty individual. Can't take a loss to save his life.
I was thinking more like a cockroach.
Are you sure you're not a bard, my dear friend Gorez? Anyways,
No.
I have a few interesting things to tell you, if you're willing to listen.
You.
Well, he looks around and pulls you close. There are a few of his men still downstairs if you'd like to interrogate them. We thought that they would be a wonderful gift for you.
That does sound appealing.
I do have to ask for something in return, my dear Gorez.
And what might that be?
I'd like to franchise my business. And if you could possibly locate a few places on your journeys, because I'm sure you're not staying in Denza forever. send them back to me and maybe we can work together, combine our forces. I can be quite useful. And I'd like to get closer. In business, that is.
Hmm.
He puts his hand on the table and leans back. Think about it. If you want to interrogate the individuals, I'll take that and you head back downstairs. I'll take that as a yes. And we can work on what that means for us going forward after you're done finding out information that you could possibly need. It was good seeing you again, Gorez. Let me know what you think. As he goes downstairs.
Sure.
Yeah, Trevor and Zoe, that was clear to hear.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
Thank you.
Let me know what you get.
A 10.
A 10.
Yeah.
He is really good with his words. Chooses them carefully. And his emotions are well kept, managed.
Let's see here.
You weren't sure if he was flirting with Gorez or
That's a natural 20 for me.
giving signs. What were you necessarily trying to get insight-wise?
Like what his motivation for talking to Gorez actually was, because there was a lot going on there that was hard to get a read on, so he's wanting to stop and like really think about it.
Pretty much it seems as if this bard, Gorez's friend, is trying to offer up an incentive to a deal, offering up individuals that carry information for an agreeal and contract to work together. And where Gorez sets up base, a second club is opened up there as well. Which might be good for the world, might be bad. Who knows, really?
I kind of look over at Gorez. I'm like, I mean, it might not hurt.
No, it could give us an information network to rely on wherever we go and wherever we've been. Keep small tabs on anything and everything going on, essentially almost everywhere, depending on how far we can expand it.
The bard definitely seems to want to sleep with you, though.
Yeah, he can keep dreaming too.
The barkeep kind of wanders past and goes, I think that's really why he keeps going for it. That man never has been told no before, and getting told no is, I guess, exhilarating to that man. But go. If you want to say something, Gorez, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Okay, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome to. So are Zoe, Trevor, and Gorez just gonna keep drinking and then eventually head to bed, or is there something you guys like to do?
Zoe's gonna finish his, and then just head up to his room.
What about Trevor and Gorez?
Gorez will go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Gorez.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Gorez will just go ahead and head to the back to see about them. He'll look at Trevor and ask him, if you want to come join, you're more than welcome.
Trevor just kind of, shakes his head. He goes, I've honestly had enough cracking skulls for one day. You go, have fun. Give them my, and he just kind of smiles at Gorez, give them my warmest regards.
Alrighty.
And he's just going to kind of sit there, getting a bite to eat, having a drink, and just kind of decompressing from everything.
Very well. As we then move over to Kane and Syphina, the room, the door, you both walk into the room and the door is shut behind you as this awkward silence between you two and this almost like kind of tenseness in the room starts to build for no reason at all. Neither of you have broken the silence, but right before one of you decides to, we're going to end the session, end the episode, and see you again next time. All right, bye everyone. Remember to like and subscribe. Check out all of our amazing stuff, such as our Out of the Abyss that will be coming, that will be airing every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Grand Quest, of course, every Thursday at 6 p.m. And don't forget to watch out and check out our show Aftermath. By the time this releases, should be out already, so make sure you check that out. All of our social medias and our amazing merch store is in the link tree down below in the description. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We love you.
And tell
See
your
ya.
grandma.
And tell your grandma. All right, see ya. Hey adventurers, thanks for tuning in. Remember to smash that like and subscribe button. And don't forget to give some love to your bards.